Shabbat Shalom, friends! Today we're starting a new book, a new Chumash, named VaYikra. So we already learned Bereshit, and we learned Shmot, and now we're in the book of VaYikra, the third book out of the 5 books of Moses. And the first parasha of the book of VaYikra is named simply VaYikra. And in VaYikra we learn about the different sacrifices that a person can bring to the temple. So the first sacrifice is called the sacrifice of the Olah. And the Olah can be out of cattle, cows, or goats or sheep. It could also be from birds. A person can bring a dove or a turtle dove as his sacrifice, but you can also bring a vegetarian sacrifice if you'd like. The vegetarian sacrifices are named mincha, and the first is made out of solet. And if you bring your mincha out of solet, don't forget to add some oil onto your mincha. There you go. It could also be out of matzah, or a type of cracker, which you would add oil to as well. Other vegetarian sacrifices that are mentioned in our parsha, maybe a type of cracker like a biscuit, or patoto pitim, maybe a type of pita. All these sacrifices, the animal ones and the vegetarian ones that are named Olah, why are they brought? Just because I felt like becoming more close to God. That's why I decided to bring an Olah. And anyone can bring an Olah whenever they want to, and it all goes up to God. The second type of sacrifice that's mentioned in Parashat VaYikra is the sacrifice of the shlamim. The shlamim, when are they brought? Usually for a family event or a party. And the difference between the shlamim and the Olah is that, opposed to the Olah that's all burnt and goes up to God, the person who brings the shlamim gets a piece of the shlamim. So if I'm having a family event and I bring my sacrifice to the temple, I get part of the animal, the priests get part of the animal, and part of the animal stays on the altar and goes up to God. Sort of like a barbecue, a festival barbecue for the whole family that happens for a family event at the temple. The third type of sacrifice that we learn in our parasha is the sacrifice of chatat. So when would I bring a chatat? Maybe when I make a mistake and I didn't really mean what I did. I bring a sacrifice to atone for whatever mistake I made. And you know, anyone can make a mistake. It could be the high priest that made a mistake, or the whole people of Israel that made a mistake altogether. I don't know, maybe if we celebrated Shabbat on Thursday instead of on Saturday. Anyone can make a mistake. Or the prime minister or the president can make a mistake and might need to bring a chatat to the temple. Or if you're just, you're a plain old person that made a mistake, you can always atone for it and bring a chatat to the temple and be forgiven. The fourth type of sacrifice in Parashat VaYikra is the asham. Asham is also brought for a mistake that I made. But this time, the mistake, when I made it, I knew I was doing something wrong. So this time, it won't be enough to just bring a sacrifice and expect God to atone me. I actually have to fix the wrongs I did. If I won't fix it, all the sacrifices in the world won't do any good. If I took something from someone that doesn't belong to me, I have to first give it back before I bring a sacrifice to God, or else all the sacrifices won't mean anything if I didn't fix my actions. If I said something not nice to someone, I should go and apologize for what I said, because if I don't apologize, all the sacrifices in the world won't make a difference. I didn't really change my ways and change my behavior. So in Parashat VaYikra, we learn about all kinds of sacrifices that one could bring to the temple. But really, I want to ask you a question. Does God really need all these sacrifices and all these animals? In Tehillim, in Psalms, God says, I made all the animals. I created this whole world, and all the animals that are in it are already mine. I don't need your sacrifices. I need you to behave nicely to each other. I need you to do what you said you would do. I need you to be righteous and be nice to each other. Be nice to your fellows. Even though Parashat VaYikra talks about sacrifices from such a long time ago, and it might seem irrelevant to our lives, there's always something to learn from the Torah. The Torah will be and is relevant always. So thank you so much for listening to Parashat VaYikra, and have a Shabbat Shalom!